Hello everyone and welcome to Day Trader S&P 500. Today is Wednesday, December 13, 2023. This is Dale Woodson, editor of Woodson Wave Report and YouTube channel Day Trader S&P 500. Want to get our YouTube subscribers caught up. It's been a couple days since we've done a report. Want to start with the US 10-year. You're looking at a daily chart of the yield. And we had that wave one up from the year 2020 low to the year 2022 high, a wave two down. Since then, we've had 5 waves in blue in parentheses up to make the larger wave one with a circle around it. And the market since October has been in a wave two decline. You can see, let's make this bigger so they don't overlap. There we go. You can see that the wave 2 decline has gone past the 382 and is currently sitting between the 50 and the 618 retracement. The current low is 4.007. Okay, the 618 is just below at the 3.928. This wave 2 could go all the way to 786 at 3.681, but it cannot go below, it cannot retrace 100% of the first wave, which began at 3.253. So the next move up will be wave 3 when this wave 2 decline is over. It will go above the wave 1 high right there. And at the larger degree of trend, you can see 1 up here, as we said earlier. Here's the wave 2 down. Okay, that's cycle degree. Wave 3 equals 1 at 7.255, regardless of how low this goes, as long as it doesn't go below here, the 3.253. 3 equals 1 at 7.255, and that's the minimum target. Of course, 3 can gain more than 1-to-1 relationship, a 1.618, 2.618, all that nice stuff. So we'll see this wave 2 decline. The next target is the 3.928 at the 618 retrace, and then soon enough, wave 3 up will begin. Validation will come with a move above the first wave high right up here at that 5.021%. Okay, that was the trigger we had there. That was the target, and that was the hit. Trigger's way back here, but we had a target and an actual hit right on. And this one was within a couple hundredths of a point. It's all about triggers and targets. We'll get into that a little bit later in the S&P, or the E-minis anyway. Here's a look at the S&P 500 weekly chart. You can see the all-time high back here in January of 22, the A wave down at 34.91. Okay, we've got that WXY pattern that we explained last time. That high there so far is 47.09. Okay, let me just fill that in if I can. Update the chart. Okay, and we've got targets which we'll show you guys on the E-minis for these other. The Y specifically, we've got a high coming up of 4 degrees of trend, the 5 of C of Y of B, if you can follow all that, WXY. Okay, we can get into that more in the E-minis. Okay, here is the daily chart of the S&P from that A wave low. You can see we got a flat here, NA3 for X, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's fitting that this is a leading diagonal going back from the all-time high for wave A. So it would be fitting if wave B was an ending diagonal. That's where 4 overlaps 1, and you can see in this Y pattern, we've got a 1 up, a 2 down, a 3 up. There's the line for wave 1. There's the 4 low. There's the 5. That's the ending diagonal where 4 overlaps 1. Okay, you can see these open gaps. I've said they will be filled. They will be filled whenever C down gets into play. We're looking for a signal of a change in trend. We've been doing that for quite a while, but there hasn't been one. Okay, so the trend remains up. That's the S&P on a daily. I want to get into the ES, and we'll talk about change in trend when we get a little bit closer there. Okay, this is the E-minis, the daily chart. We flipped over to the March, so the numbers are about 50 points higher than they were in the D's contract. Okay, you can see there's that leading diagonal triangle. There's that W, the X, and the Y. And you can see here we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 overlaps 1. That makes it an ending diagonal triangle right there. By the way, speaking of triggers and targets, the last trigger we got was the upward trigger at 41.85. We haven't seen another one up or down. So far that's produced almost a 600 point gain from the time we saw it way back here. Okay, there's the most recent high. I told you guys about the targets for Y. You can see, let me move that down a little bit. The Y targets there was the 1.272 right here at 47.37 3/4. There is the 1.382 above. You can see there 48.15. The 1.414 and the 1.618 takes us to new B wave highs. The B wave high can go higher than the start of A, just so you guys know. It doesn't negate that it's a B. There's other ways you can count it, but it can. It looks like at this time it may, but we'll have to watch this play out. Okay, this is the E-mini futures on the daily chart. By the way, like I was mentioning, this upside trigger was the last trigger we got, and this went past all targets we originally had. Did I expect it to go this high? No, but then again, we haven't had another trigger, so we can get into that when we look at our most recent report, because it's like basically rinse repeat as far as how we find a change in trend and what we look for. Okay, this was the market close report today. Okay, I can show you all that there. By the way, we'll be closed for that week. I may be able to sneak a report or two in. We'll see. That's that same chart, the daily right there. And you can see that 4 goes below the wave 1 high. There's an open gap there. There's an open gap on the futures. The cash has 6 or 7 or 8 of those things. Okay, there's that last trigger, and here's our even higher targets right here. Okay, you can see that there, and we'll get into, there's the verbiage of it there. Okay, and we continue to look at the 1 minute chart for a sign of reverse. There's been none. Okay, so the trend remains up. We've been saying that over and over and over again. Upside trigger. That's why the last trigger has given us a nearly 600 point gain. Okay, and just in case you guys aren't aware, this is what we've always looked at for a change in trend. I'll look at the 1 minute chart. I need to see 5 waves down, followed by 3 waves up to a lower high, followed by 5 waves down to a lower low. That's the initial sign. Okay, there's more after that, but we have not seen the initial sign. I look at the 1 minute chart. These charts are fractals of each other. So if it happens on a 1 minute, it'll happen on a 10 minute, it'll happen on an hourly, it'll happen on a daily, etc., etc. So we look at the smallest degree of trend, that is the 1 minute, for a signal or a sign for a change in trend, and we haven't seen it. That doesn't stop us from looking, but unless and until that happens, the trend remains up, and up it goes. Okay, so we'll see how far this goes. There's our higher targets for the wave Y, and obviously that would move the wave B higher. Well, when it goes over that other high of 48, I think it was 48.08 in the E-minis. Let's look at that just to be sure. Let me get here to the daily. Yeah, 48.08 back there. Okay, this B can make a higher high than the start of A. We'll see if that happens or not. We'll see how it plays out. There's a couple different wave counts there, but this is the one that we like for our primary, the WXY. Okay, that's it for now, and until next time, take care, everyone.